football fans, the Cricket Celebration Bowl is celebrating 10 years of crowning an HBCU national champion. A champion will rise at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on December 13th as the MEAC and SWAC champions clash in Atlanta. Join us for championship football, interactive fan experiences, and iconic marching bands. It's an HBCU family reunion that you don't want to miss. See who will be crowned the next HBCU national champion. For event and ticket information, visit thecelebrationbowl.com.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU.
With over 25 years of serving our communities, Destiny Financial Services, a division of Global Life, is here to help you and your family through difficult times. From cancer care to accidental industries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life, but you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call DFS at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at www.globelifeinsurance.com. That is 877-300-8269, or again, the website at www.globelifeinsurance.com.
ESPN Events presents Red Lobster Band of the Year, a title reserved for elite HBCU marching bands. A season-long competition that culminates in Atlanta on Friday, December 12th. Drum majors, percussion, drill, auxiliaries, musicality. All aspects will be examined by the toughest judges in the world of college bands. 4 will qualify for the big stage, where national champions will be crowned. Follow us on social media for rankings updates throughout the season. And join us in Atlanta on December 12th for event and...
This is Brian Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make us.
I love Atlanta, a city in the forest. Hi, I'm Jeff Cleveland, seasoned loan officer in the Atlanta market. And whether you're buying a new home, refinancing to do debt consolidation, home improvements, or just to lower your payment, give me a call. I'll ensure that you're treated with dignity and respect, that you're informed throughout the process, and that there are no surprises at closing. Give me a call and let's get started.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Today is the 21st of January 2026. Man, I got a lot on my mind, but I ain't got time to go over everything that's on my mind. I just want to ask a quick question. Did y'all see that 72-minute shit show. Man, y'all president, he's got to be like the greatest cure for insomniac or loopyism that I have ever seen. And trying to defend him or act like you understand him, it just means you spend a lot of time with short bus window liquors. Because dude be talking about absolutely nothing, because I'm still trying to figure out what the president of France glasses got to do with anything. But anyway, Facebook is a wonderful thing. And like, y'all ever just be on Facebook and look back at some of your memories and I want to say you chuckle, but it ain't even a chuckle. You just got a full out laugh at some stuff. And, I was looking at my memories. I figure that's going to be part of my monologue from now. I was looking at my memories and I was just like, man, it's been some crazy stuff happen over the years. Now, and most of y'all ain't gonna remember this because I had to look it up. But 4 years ago, this dude tried to carjack a family. They shot him. The family of the carjacker wanted the police to arrest the shooter because they said he didn't have to shoot him. It's just a car. All they had to do was call the police. How in the hell do you justify Ray trying to steal somebody's car and then you get mad at them for their response? Because Ray didn't have to steal the car. He could have just caught the bus. He could have phoned a friend. He could have walked. He could have got a bicycle. Well, hell, if he'd have been smart, he would have got with one of my co-hosts, Mark the Move, because Mark is always on the move, and Mark could have gave him a ride. But how in the hell and it's funny because I was thinking about this case. And, being in law enforcement, you get a different perspective on everything because you get to see a lot of stuff that's outside the norm. There was a guy who actually tried to break in somebody's house. And because he had never been inside the house, when he went through the front door, they had a hole by the front door. Well, he fell through the hole and broke his leg. Do you know he sued them? Because he broke his leg breaking in their house. He said that they should have had a better thing up for a sign. And it's like, how in the hell do you really get the balls to sue somebody when you doing wrong? I ain't never figured that out. So anyway, like I said, I was just going through my memories. And like I said, I'm gonna bring Mark on in a minute because he ain't driving. So Mark is the perfect example. Buddy could have just called Mark and said, "Hey man, can I get a ride somewhere?" Mark might not have taken where he was going, but shit, I'm sure Mark don't mind having a co-pilot sometime. He might do though. Sometimes Mark is weird. And it's just it's crazy that you even got to address that kind of foolishness. And my last comment before I get to the show is 8 years ago today, I was on a podcast I was on somebody else's podcast, and the conversation of sex came up. And ladies and gentlemen, I try not to ever argue with women, ever. Because when a man argues with a woman, it makes him look weak. Especially, it's just, there's no point in it. So anyway, the subject of sex came up. And I read a lot. That's how come I know a lot about sex, right? Because I stayed at Holiday Inn Express. Other than that, I'm a virgin. So we started talking about people having sex. And so I made the comment that, humans aren't the only animals who have sex for pleasure. Because monkeys do it. Most other animals, a lot of other animals only have sex when it's time to procreate. But there are certain species that do it for fun or for status, like monkeys, and a few other ones. And I was saying, the reason humans, females, have a clit is for enjoyment, because we're one of the few creatures that we know we have sex for enjoyment, not for procreation. Which is why in some of the African countries, the woman, they cut her clit off. And you see that a lot. And I want to say it's in some Muslim countries too. And I had a grown-ass woman, she was in her 40s, to tell me the clit was needed for pregnancy. And it caught me off guard because I ain't never had this argument. Because I'm just thinking, how in the hell do we have an argument about what the clit is for? And since I don't have one, I can't speak as a professional because I don't have one. And because I'm a virgin too. But when I stayed at the Holiday Inn Express and they had a topic on this, and the women I've interviewed said the clitoris is for enjoyment. It has no other value on the human body system. It's just for enjoyment. This woman argued with me for 7 minutes, 7 minutes and 27 seconds, actually, telling me I don't know rabbit shit about women if I think the clit is for enjoyment. The clit is needed for pregnancy. And I just excused myself from the show. Because the co-host who invited me on the show sat there and agreed with her. So it shit came back on the memory, and it caused me a PTSD moment because I wanted to argue my point. But how do you argue that point? How do you argue with a woman what her clit is for? So I'm gonna send my crack team because they like to fact check me. Especially Mark. You know, Mark is the only one who doing whatever he doing. But I want y'all to just ask a couple of women, come back and tell me what did they say. Ladies, Yolanda, if I'm wrong about what the clit is for, and I don't want to turn this into a sex show, but ain't that what the clit for is for enjoyment? But let me bring my guest onto the show. Let me start with Mark since he was here first, and I got to get him. He riding around. He got his camera on just in case ICE pull him over. Good player.
What it do?
Hey man, what's happening with you?
Hey man, out here living my best life.
Hey man, we don't want to know where you at or what you're doing. Just we don't want no question. We don't want no problem. We don't want no problem.
Man, I'm trying to figure out how to come in and start. Do I talk about Ray Ray or Clickless? I don't know.
Ain't both of them two dumbass arguments though, bro?
Both of them are. One with the family, I'm willing to bet money they wouldn't get Ray Ray as a ride. That's why he out stealing cars. Should have shot it. I completely agree. Should have shot it.
Know your personnel. If you're gonna break in somebody's house or steal somebody's shit, look at their Facebook page and see if they talk about having guns. Ask their friends and family, do your people got guns? Are they crazy? How they feel about this shit? I mean, yeah, it might work, it might not. Who knows?
That's true. And then with the clip part, I never thought the clip had any purpose but for pleasure.
That's what science says, but what the fuck do I know? So
I don't know. If it got anything to do with pregnancy, I ain't touching it no more.
We're gonna let Mo come on because Mo is the smartest one. So we're gonna let Mo come on and Mo can give us his sage advice because Mo is clearly he's the saner risk-ish one of the show, if there was such a thing, and there is no sane person on this show, but Mo is probably the least insane person. I guess that's what I can call him.
But Mo married the first person he had sex with, so I don't know how much experience he can tell us.
Well, he might have stayed at Holiday Inn Express too. He might know a little something. What's up, Mo?
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey, man, it's your world, man. You missed the beginning.
I heard it. I heard it. Yeah, man. I think I got a response ready, man. I heard it.
So, which one you think is the crazy? Arguing about the clit or arguing about the carjacker who got shot and his family sued? I mean, his family wanted the people locked up for shooting.
The craziest one, the crazy one that I talk about is the clitoris, man. You know, for us, it's a whole dude show, man.
Man, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
So I'll say this. Because I never had a clitoris, I'm speaking from a uninformed perspective, but I think you can ask people who had one, had it removed, and now as them, what the difference is. I think that, you know, that's evidentially, you know, the way the investigation. You know, that's what I say. But you know, I'm just saying this is how I feel. This is how I feel.
This what I want you to do, Mo, so you don't get in no trouble. On the commercial break, I want you to go behind the door and just yell out and ask the question, come back and tell us what your crack report. And see, now Joe Mo done joined us. Joe, see that they can do the same thing, Mark. Me and you can. Mark, you could just holler out the one to ask anybody. But
I'm gonna ask somebody.
I just want y'all to ask, because I interviewed. Hey man, I promise y'all, she had me so flustered. I inboxed 50 women I knew and asked them who I knew wouldn't be offended by the question, and all 50 of them said what I had said. So,
which is what?
That is for pleasure. Nobody, no, bro. I even reached out to a school teacher because I just want, and then I looked it up because that's what y'all got me doing now, looking up shit. And oh, you know what? Our research extraordinaire is here. The clit serves no purpose other than for enjoyment. That's what when you go back to Africa and some of these other Muslim countries, that's the reason they remove it, because they didn't want the woman enjoying sex because they thought it would make her cheat because she could have sex for fun. Oh, damn. Joe left when he got put on the spot. Joe, come back, Joe.
Joe, come back.
Hey, Joe ain't stupid. Y'all ain't putting Joe into this.
So on the commercial break, Mo, just yell out the door and see if you get a response. Just tell them, we want to know, man. We inquiring minds now.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I think enough people watch this show, man. Y'all chime in, man. Let us know if we onto something here.
Okay, so Yolanda, who I have much respect for, she said it's for sexual pleasure.
Okay.
So I mean,
thanks, Yolanda.
All the women except for that one on that show, because the other women didn't say shit. It was 3 other women, and the co-host was a man and a woman. Didn't nobody say nothing. The dude co-host is the one that agreed with her, and I just left because I figured it was gonna be a dumbass show, and I just refused to voluntarily be a part of a dumbass show.
Yeah, and look, just empirical evidence, right? Like you said, I think you already said a DVP, but empirical evidence. You said over in India and the other places they remove it, and the purpose of the removal is to decrease the pleasure of sex. So that just seems to make sense.
Yeah. So now they can't enjoy it. Now they just have sex for business purposes. And I'm like, shit. So I'm just, hey man, I'm just trying to be a good dude. Got my, I don't know if I'm supposed to call y'all friends because y'all misfits and shit. But anyway.
Hey, look, man, you listen. Mark is your friend. Mark got on the seatbelt, man. He's a safe driver and everything, man. How you gonna not have this guy as a friend? What you talking about, man?
But we know he in the car that ain't registered to him. You know what I'm saying? We've
it's registered though. That's all that matters. It's registered.
Every week it's a different perspective that he drives from. Every week, you know what I'm saying? The windows don't look quite the same. So, but you know what I'm saying? See, that ain't what we here for. We here to talk about some other things. I'm just saying, that's why I said Mark could have gave the first dude a ride, because I'm sure he went through his neighborhood,
Yeah.
So I'm just saying he could have asked Mark for a ride. But check this out. I had somebody ask me a crazy ass question. And I figured, you know what? This some good shit for my fellas. So fellas, we're gonna act like y'all live with somebody, right? Of the opposite sex. Your significant other. That's what we're gonna call them for the show purposes. So your in-laws come to town. And y'all gonna put them up for a couple of nights. Well, every time your in-laws come to town, this is one of them over-under conversation with the toilet paper. Well, they undo your toilet paper and they change it through the way they do it. And I've noticed that for some people, this is a big ass deal, over or under. I don't think it's that big a deal, but I just want to ask some other people. Is over under a deal breaker when picking a mate, first of all? If you're an under guy and she an over girl, is that a hell no?
Hey man, look. Sometimes I reach for the toilet paper, I don't even look. So I don't even know how the shit is hanging.
You hit it one way, if it don't come out, you hit the other way, and
long as I can clean up, I'm good. I don't really care.
Go ahead, Mark. Hit us with your insight.
For me, man, I don't even put my tissue on a holder like that. It's just sitting in the windowsill. So you grab it how you want to grab it.
Y'all killing me, man. Y'all killing me. So y'all was still let the in-laws come over. Y'all would just redo the paper rolls when they left.
I wouldn't even
Yeah,
notice.
now if I had a preference, you only gonna be here for 3-4 days. Don't change it. If I prefer to be under, let it stay under. You only have 3-4 days. Don't change it.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't have a preference, so it is what it is.
But what if it ain't in the window? What if it's on the floor when you go back?
Say that again, DVP.
What if they take it out the window and leave it on the floor?
Now we're gonna have a problem. I got shot off. I can't keep reaching down. At least reach the window sill.
How you get to the window, but you can't get to the floor? Ain't that what to the window, to the floor? Ain't that how the song go?
Yeah, they put it on the floor. You got to leave.
When I saw that, I couldn't do nothing but laugh, and I was like, "Damn, these be some real life problems some of these people be having. I think they got issues." But it's like, well, damn, you know, and it's crazy because I seen a post where people arguing about how many face cloths you should have in the shower. You know, one for your face, one for your body, one for your ball. What's up, Ham? And I'm like, is this really what we arguing about publicly?
Yeah.
Is this? I mean, see, with the paper towel issue, with the toilet paper issue, I'm thinking, you know, as long as y'all wiping, we good. Now we arguing about how people bathe, and it's like, I'm worried about some of these people on my timeline. I'm starting to unfollow and block some of these people.
And you should.
Because it's like, oh, you got to have one for this, you got to have one for that, you got to have one for this. And I'm listening to what some of the people say. Some of these people, one dude said he leave work when he got to sit because he got to take a shower every time he sit. And I'm just like, that's kind of weird, but who am I?
Hey, look, man, in my house, the things, so the toilet paper, we ain't had a problem with that. Here's you want to piss somebody off, this is what you do. Don't leave enough milk in there to have a full bowl of cereal. And you got real problems, man. Don't do that.
I can attest to that. I agree with you on that one. But it just makes stuff up to argue about. So in that regards to what you just said, if somebody buys a pack of cookies, we're gonna say it's 20 cookies in the pack. One person eat 18 cookies, and one person go in there and get the last 2 cookies. Who ate them all up?
And then replace them. And then replace them.
No, who ate all the cookies up?
and then replace them.
The one who ate the 2. The one who ate the 2.
The person that ate the 2.
Hey, if you finish them off, look, because if those are my cookies and I had 2 left, I'd be pissed off, but I had 2 left. But if you ate them 2, man, now you ate all the cookies up. It's all you.
Then it's a conversation like, hey, 2 cookies left. Y'all mind if I get them? Especially if you know they ain't yours. That need to be a whole conversation.
Man, them cookies, community cookies. They the house cookies. It ain't personal.
Hey, that house cookies, as long as it's a sleeve left. When it's less than a sleeve, if it's less than a handful, it's time for conversations to be had.
You gotta have a conversation at that point.
Man, bruh, come on now. We all know when that last little bit left and you get up because you want that last little bit of something and it's gone. We know, hey, that's been a big argument in a lot of households. You know, you can forget to pay the rent, the lights can go off, but let that last little bit of something that you were saving up for that midnight stack of that breakfast and it be gone.
Hey, I'm guilty of that. I am guilty.
Exactly.
Hey, listen.
I wake up in the middle of the night, I will eat your leftovers.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen to this. Check this out. So, me and a buddy, was this when I was about 16. We go to the store. I went to the store. He said, "Come to the store with me, man." So we went to the store, and he was going to get his mom some ice cream. So we're in the we're in the ice cream aisle, and he got $2, and he went over to where the pints were, pint $1.89. So he went to grab a pint. I said, "Hey man, these gallons right here are only $1.99. Why don't you grab a gallon?" He said, "Nah, can't do that." I said, "Wait, I don't understand, man. If you get a gallon, you get more ice cream, man. You getting a pint." He said, "That's what my mom want." I said, "Why does she prefer a pint over a gallon?" She said, "Because she can monitor it better. She know who went into a pint. Because a gallon, she can't monitor it as good." I said, "Man, that's wild, man."
It's some shenanigans. Man, I just some of these questions people be asking me, man. I have to just think. I'm like, man, you know what? This shit sounds too crazy not to be real. Y'all over there fighting about this shit. Y'all finna break up a happy home over toilet paper being put up the wrong way. Just damn. So now, hey man, I had to go look through my house, see how the toilet paper sit, because I don't even know, because I'm like you, I just hit it. It come off. If it don't, I hit the other way. You know, if you want to make me mad, let me not be able to find that remote. Now that's when, you know, when I can't find that remote, everybody in the house got to get up. Everybody got to get up. Ain't nobody gonna be happy if I can't find that remote.
You got real trust issues there.
Bruh. Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you where my trust issue came from, and I learned this at a luncheon. I don't eat oatmeal raisin cookie. I start because I can't tell no between oatmeal raisin and chocolate chips sometimes. See, that's my trust issue. When people's like, "You want to cook it?" I be looking at it and I see the little black thing. I'm like, that might be a raisin. I'm good. I only eat cookies that I buy. So when I bite into them, I know what I'm biting into. That's my trust issues right there. Yeah, I don't like nobody just give me cookies. I don't trust. They be like, "It's chocolate chip." I be like, I don't know you like that. I don't know you like that.
So you don't like raisins
or oatmeal?
Oh, okay, I got you.
Neither one. I like chocolate chip.
Well, I love oatmeal raisins. Is my favorite.
But you'll eat chocolate chip.
I sure will.
See, I don't want oatmeal raisin. I want chocolate chip, or just leave me alone.
Yes, I know we'll be fighting because I'm gonna eat your chocolate chip cookies.
But you got the oatmeal right. You agree to Mark. You know
my nickname, Chip.
I know. That's why I know you had to like chocolate chip cookie. I figured it was because you couldn't drive. You kept chipping paint on shit. But you know, if it's cookie chip, let you have that a little bit.
That's a good one now.
Hey, Mo, we got to task you for the show. Somebody asked me about it. I was like, shit, I don't know what Mo know. We need like a tutorial on what these different stock market means and when the green arrow up and when the red arrow down and what is it, S&P, the Dow Jones, and NASDAQ. People want to know how to tell the difference and how do they know which one that they stock is in. So I was like, don't ask me. I just read mine and whatever. If mine say up and down, I said I don't look at none of the other stuff because I ain't in it like that. I said, but I'll give it to Mo because that's Mo specialty. So Mo we're gonna put that put that down on the weekly stock market up there. When you start talking about money and stuff, you can tell us what all these little things mean.
Well, let's do it little by little. I do one now, and you just keep sprinkling them in, man. I'll do one now. They only take like two minutes, man.
Well, like I said, what's the difference between the three stock markets?
So those are not all stock markets. So that's why
the three things they always post on the news.
Right. So I'm gonna do one right now. Then we do the other ones. You bring them up as we go through shows, and I'll talk about them.
No way. So you the man. You bring them up.
So Dow 30. Let me tell you what the Dow Jones. So the Dow Jones is the same thing as the Dow 30. If you hear those terms, it's the exact same thing.
All right? That's the DJIA.
That's right. Dow Jones Industrial. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the Dow 30, the Dow Jones 30. All those three of these things are the same thing. And what are they? That is the world indicator of the top companies in the world, let's say America, top companies in America and how they're performing. So think about it. Who's in the Dow 30? Y'all probably know some of the companies just because you know these companies been around for a long time and they got a lot of money and people love these companies. So one, guess who's in the Dow 30? McDonald's, right? That's a no-brainer, right? Y'all know that. McDonald's got to be in the Dow 30.
Okay.
Been for a long time. They got a lot of money. Who else in the Dow 30? Caterpillar, the one that make all the big industrial machines, right? There's another one. Who
Okay.
else? Boeing. They make all the planes, right? They're in the Dow 30. So the biggest companies with the biggest money and the biggest stocks, those make up the Dow companies. And that is what they base our whole lives on, is how those companies are performing.
So what's in between the Dow 30 and Fortune 500 then?
Fortune 500. Okay, so I have to table that one. I don't think I know what the Fortune 500 is. Oh,
I think you're talking about Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah.
So yeah. So the difference is this: the Dow 30 is the top 30 companies in the country. Fortune 500 is the top 500.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So when they say, so they use for the stock market, they only use 30. They say it's the Dow Jones, but it's 30 companies. They call it. You can call it Dow Jones. You can call it the Dow 30. You can call it Dow Jones Index. It's got like several names, like Ray, and but his real name is Luke or something or whatever. But yeah, those are the 30 companies. When you hear that, those are the 30 companies that are the market index for the country. So when they say, "Oh, how's the country doing?" They look at the Dow Jones and they see, "Oh man, Dow Jones is looking bad." So they apply that peanut butter spread across the whole country. So think about here's an analogy. I'm gonna leave it at this. Y'all take the class if y'all want to learn more. Here's an analogy. Think about this. The Bulls. We're gonna use the Bulls. This is in my training course. Let's take the Bulls. If John Paxson is playing well, does that mean the whole Chicago Bulls team is playing well and they're winning?
No.
If Michael Jordan is playing well, does that mean the Chicago Bulls team is playing well?
Probably.
No.
And winning?
Probably.
No.
No, DVP got it. Probably, right?
Probably. Okay.
Right. So that's the difference. So if a company in the Dow Jones is doing well, probability that the country is doing well is high, right? Because they like Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, right? If Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen are playing well, y'all know the Bulls, chances of the Bulls winning, very high, right?
And Mark said, I'm basing it on he putting on what is doing good for them. If John Paxson doing good, that means he scored 15 points. Jordan scoring 15 ain't good. So if your best player is having a great game, chances are your team is doing better. But if a role player is having a great game, it just means that might be a one-off or something. That's why I'm not saying probably.
Yeah, you got it. No, DP, you got it. But that's how you want to think about it. But anyway, take the class. You can learn more. I ain't gonna take the whole time up with that. But
so how do you join the class, Mo?
Yeah, I can. I'll give it to DVP so he can post a way for you to contact me, and then you can just take the class.
Yeah, put it in the chat so I can because I'm gonna put it on the chat because that's what I want to know too. Because
is it a group class or individuals? How does the class?
So I'll tell you, I'll take some DVP. It's okay. I'll take some time and tell people about it.
Absolutely. I just gave you the floor, bro.
All right. So the class is a custom class. I customize it to whatever your needs are, right? So it's not necessarily a group class. It's based on what you and I agree. Now, if you got a group of people, that's even better because the more people I teach, the better I feel because I've got this information out there. But if it's just an individual and you got let's say I'm making this up. Let's say you got an hour a day that you can spare to take this class. Well, we could do an hour training. I'll piece it up like that. But it's custom, but it also could be scheduled so that it's a standard time where you keep coming and you keep learning. So that's what that is. So let me DVP, I'm gonna put it in the private chat.
And I'll just put on I'll put it in on the page.
Okay.
So yeah, and when y'all want to know something, let us know. I mean, because we can always do spin-off shows on dedicated topics, but like I said, when people want to ask, sometimes you got to give the people a taste of something because we don't know until somebody else talk about it. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I don't always talk about what's popular because everybody else talking about it. And you can get it anywhere. I want us to have some stuff where we can learn about something that people ain't talking about. We're going to still do the hashtag uncomfortable conversations because it's a lot of things we need to know. Like I said, and I was looking at the thing this morning, and it's crazy because I messed around and listened to that 72 minutes of y'all president rambling, and they were saying a lot of it was because the stock market told him that it was a dumb idea to try to take Greenland. And everybody, the whole thing this morning on all the news shows was how the stock market was going down, how they lost a bunch of points since he had been talking about that. And, you know, we don't realize how much the stock market affects day-to-day living because most of us aren't involved in it on even a minutiae level. And, you know, we got to start doing it. You know, we got to start. So, like I said, I was looking at it and I didn't understand it. And then somebody hit me. Because at first I was just going to hit more personally. But when somebody else asked me a question, I'm like, all right, I might as well just, you know, have a little topic on it. And we'll make it part of the show where we talk stocks and money. Because we're gonna do that. We're gonna make sure we get 5 to 10 minutes in every show about stocks or money. Ignorance is bliss. And in the 21st century, there's no reason for us to be ignorant.
So DVP, I put it in the private chat. Can you see it? If not, I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, I just put it in the comments.
Okay, you did. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, we it's so many different things we got to be educated on. Because I'm gonna do the insurance classes again. Because I was talking to a friend who moving and they don't have renter's insurance, and I was like, why you don't have renter's insurance? And they started telling me how expensive it was, and I was like, I remember living in an apartment. Renter's insurance was like $4 a month. Man, I ain't saying that's what it is now, but renter's insurance ain't never been that expensive. But if you got a computer in your house, you should have renter's insurance. Every time I see a house catch on fire or get flooded and people don't have renter's insurance, they don't get nothing back. And I can tell you from having a house fire before, I had a house fire. And I called my insurance company. I had renter's insurance. They replaced everything. They told me to get all my clothes clean, send them. They paid for all my clothes getting clean because they had smoke damage. They paid for my carpet to be replaced. They replaced everything that got messed up. And I had renter's insurance.
Okay.
Well, it was homeowners.
They replaced those 15 TVs you had.
Yes, sir.
And them two Rolexes.
Well, see, and here's the thing now. If you got really valuable stuff, you're going to have to either show them some receipts or take pictures. I tell everybody, just start taking pictures of what you got. Because this, and this is crazy, but I'm gonna talk about this. Most time we buy stuff, most of us never turn in their warranty information. I'm sorry, not the warranty, the registration card. And this is why I tell you, when you buy high dollar items, no matter what nobody told you, I'm telling you now, pay for it with a credit card. Your credit card, when you pay for it, your credit card company will keep the serial numbers for you. And they'll have all the stuff to prove that you got it. Because if you just pay cash for it, it ain't saying nothing wrong paying cash, but you got to, at some point, you're going to need to get a picture of that serial number and that item. Because when you just start saying, oh, I had this, this, and this, and they ask you for proof, I ain't nothing get mad at them. Because they used to everybody say, oh, I had 200 necklaces, I had 12 gold bars, I had this. They ain't paying for all this stuff you can't prove. Oh, I had 22 big screen TVs in my studio apartment. Okay, we're gonna let you go to the pawn shop and get one black and white. Yolanda said she paid $10. She paid $10 a month to State Farm. Like I say, it ain't expensive. And
yeah, it's not expensive.
And it's worth it. I say, but the valuable stuff you got, you either need to take a picture of it, or make sure you keep them registration cards and send them off. But I just say, get all that stuff. All the stuff that you think is a waste of time, especially now. You can put stuff on your computer, and no matter what happens to your computer, it gets saved, and wherever it is, it's saved. I send myself an email with all my valuable stuff on it, so that I can get it anytime I need. So I can just go to my email, and it's got all my assets. I collect G.I. Joes. I take pictures because I got a valuable little collection. But I take pictures so it's all there. But this if you got something else of value, you need to take a picture of it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rolex that you bought from the flea market, it ain't gonna have no serial number. I don't need taking that picture and say I want my fake Rolex replaced. It ain't got no serial number. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, since we giving out advice like this is where I live. I love this stuff. I'm gonna throw another one out there to y'all, and that is every year check your insurance rates. Don't get all cozy with one insurance carrier for your car, right? Don't say, oh man, State Farm, they've been doing, they do well, they do great. Don't get all cozy with them. Go to another insurance carrier, go to Progressive, go to Geico. Every year, check, man, because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you this lesson, how I learned this lesson the hard way. I got with one carrier. I stayed with that carrier for like 5 years, and you know what they did? They charged me the same rate that I signed up for the whole 5 years, right? And so one day I just was out the blue. I just said, let me call and see what another carrier will say. Now this 5 years later, don't forget now, and I got a good driving record, right? So I called them and they quoted me like $200 less than what I was paying. So that obviously that pissed me off, right? So I called my current carrier. I'm like, hey, what's the deal, man? This they just told me I'm overpaying. And they're like, well, let's see what we can do. Came back on the phone 5 minutes later and said, oh, we can lower your rate to this. I said, nah, man, y'all been scamming me for a damn year, man. I'm leaving. Get the hell out of here. So the moral of the story is they ain't gonna lower it for you. You gotta do your due diligence, folks, and check into it every year or so. If you got a good driving record, especially if you got a good driving record. Now, if you got a bad driving record, you might just want to stay with them. But if you got a good driving record, you don't got a lot of accidents or whatever, check another carrier every year, man.
All right, I want up you, Mo, where you say once a year. I check my insurance every 6 months when I have to renew my policy.
Nice.
So every time it's time to renew, just go ahead and shop it around and see.
Yep, good idea.
And know what you're getting and know what you're signing up for. People, sometimes when you're looking for a break, you get what you get. And some of these cut rate insurance companies don't give you nothing. Because I used to do what Mo said until I actually got with one company and something happened and they started telling me about benefits I didn't even know I had. They told me, oh, no, get you a rental car. And I was like, here we go. Y'all gonna make me get a subcompact. They're like, no, you drive a full-size car, you get a full-size rental. I was like, what?
Yeah, good to you. That's another story now.
What? I get a full-size rental? I was like, how many days I get this for? It was like, until your car get fixed. I was like, stop playing.
Yeah.
I was like,
and make sure it's a difference in them getting you a rental and rental reimbursement.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to pay for it first and then wait to get your money back.
Yeah,
so check that in your policy as well.
You just gonna have it for one day. When they pay for it, when I got hit by a city truck. They paid for my rental for 37 days.
Wow.
I was like, ooh, for real? I'm like, yep. And you paid for my car to get replaced? Because they end up suing the city for the money back, but they took care of everything. So like I said, just know what you're getting. Just know what you're getting. Because the thing said, you got 30 miles to get your car towed. And my favorite mechanic was 63 miles from me. And they were like, oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Some people do that.
And they're like, oh, do you need a lift to get back home? Because that's paid for too. I was like, oh, for real? Because I'm finna call a friend, ask a friend to come get me. They're like, oh, no. You want them to pick you up at the mechanic shop, or you want them to pick you up where your car got wrecked? What? Yeah, just call them and we're gonna give you this reference number. I was like, y'all gotta be joking. So know what you get. If you getting a great one that you know from experience, not from price, from experience, keep the great one. Now, if you just got one and you ain't nothing going wrong, absolutely switch. Because that's how I went from. I used to be with State Farm, then I went to another brand. When I left State Farm, went to other brand. That's when I knew all things aren't created equal. Because they saved me $300-400. But when I needed something, that $300-400 they saved me, I ended up paying right back. They didn't cover nothing. You know, they covered if the car got totaled. Anything else, they wouldn't cover. So make sure you know what you're getting. All right, Joe said he can't come on. His internet is shaking. What else? What else? Mo, when we supposed to talk about? Didn't I tell you to have something for this week?
Man, you come on, man. You trying to rely on my memory?
Yeah.
Nah, man. Oh, I took a note, man. You might have to. You figure it out. I probably got it, but
And we were supposed to talk about the difference in voting, but that was going to be Joe's thing because I want people to understand the difference between being a Democrat, a Republican, a liberal, and all these different things, what right and what left mean. Because a lot of people throw these terms out, and to me, it's like so many other things. We'll take on titles, but most of us are really 3 or 4 different things wrapped into one. They just don't want you to have all them different titles. Because I've met very few people who are totally liberal or totally this or totally that. They got a few of these and a few of those and this mixed in. We just pick a title. But I wanted people to know what those meant. Because take Trump out the picture. There's some really good Republicans. There's some shitty Republicans. There's some really good Democrats and there's some shitty Democrats. There's some really good black people. There's some shitty black people. And no matter what you do, there's going to be good and evil on both sides. No side is great. No side is horrible, except for Republicans. They're horrible. But all Republicans ain't bad. Just Republicans are horrible. And when we start getting into this voting thing, people say, "Oh, I'm this. I ain't a Democrat or a Republican. I'm an independent." Okay, well, what does that mean? I don't agree with either side. Well, independent is a side, so you got to agree with something that somebody's saying. And what do independents stand for? They can't tell you. They can just tell you they don't want to be a Democrat or Republican. But that don't make you independent. It just makes you confused. So you got to, if you're going to pick something, know who you are and what you stand for. And that's why I wanted Joe to talk, because Joe probably know more than all of us, unless one of you guys want to step in and talk about this. What do y'all know about the whole voting?
I'm going to let that stay in Joe lane. I can add on, but I'm going to let that be Joe lane.
Yeah, that's our great leader, Joe Mo. That's his lane, man.
Yeah, so see how they work. Most of us, as opposed to trying to out-talk some shit we don't know, we don't mind deferring. Speaking of deferring, it'll lead me to my topic that on here. This whole alpha male syndrome, that shit has got to be the dumbest shit going.
I agree.
All these dudes claiming to be alpha this, alpha that. Dude, one, there's no such thing. But if you want to be somebody, and I'm gonna stick to this based on the metrics, because I did the research again. An alpha and a pimp are the exact same people. They only care about what they want. They aren't true leaders. They're willing to sacrifice others, but all they want is what's good for them. And I get what y'all saying, because we love to change the meaning of things to fit what we think we want. Well, I'm an alpha. Women say I'm an alpha female. That means you'll kill your young. What are you saying? What does that mean? Oh, when I walk to the room, people know I'm in charge. Who? I didn't know who the fuck you was until you start yelling, and all I know now is you're a loudmouth. Because I would bet that most of us who have heard that somebody was an alpha male is because they told us. Not that because we didn't recognize their leadership. We recognize their loud ass mouth. Because nobody has to walk around and be saying, I'm an alpha, unless it's a college thing. And then, how do we know them? Because they're fucking loud. So let's get away from some of these dumbass titles. And when talking about I want an alpha man, and why don't you just want a good man who will take care of you or fit the bill for whatever it is you're looking for? You know?
Yeah. I just want to add to that, because a lot of times we have these discussions and they're not specific to a certain space, because you talk about this alpha male thing, right? What we talking about? We talking about in prison? Because that's one space.
Wherever they are.
We talking about I'm right. So we know that those alpha men are not on the top of the chart, primarily on the top of the chart when it comes to women. Okay. What alpha man do you know is dealing with sensitive issues that a woman has? A lot of them don't even want to deal with their own issues. Never mind issues that their woman might be having. She's coming home having problems with Sally at work who's acting stupid, and what's the alpha man gonna do? Alpha man gonna lift some weights and make it better? Oh,
Right.
yeah. No, man, you need to be. I'll tell you what Jason Wilson called it. He called it a comprehensive man. You need to be a comprehensive man, not this alpha male. And the comprehensive man can flex between all the different spaces, right? You can flex through sensitivity, sensitive moments. You can flex through dealing with white collar people at your work without shooting the whole place up. You can flex on the street and deal with that space if you need to. You know what I mean? So you can flex to deal with your kids in a proper manner. That's the real alpha male. Yeah, it's me.
And it's just, you know, if we look at it for what it's worth, and it ain't worth shit. Most of y'all women keep talking about y'all want a sensitive dude. This alpha males are not sensitive. They don't have a vulnerable side because they too busy trying to roll. See, the gorilla as an alpha, it's about him. He don't get what he want. He start beating other people until they bow down to him. And I mean, don't get it wrong. If that's what you want, that's what you want. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, quit saying shit that don't make sense. And it's crazy because I stole a thing I probably put in, and it talks about a sigma male, which is probably what a lot of men are, but they can't say it. And the 14 qualities of a sigma male: lone wolf, quiet, rebellious, mysterious, independent, self-sufficient, confident, self-validates, freedom lover, trendsetter, flexible, genuine, emotionally intelligent, and secure. I was here to tell you, most alphas are not secure. That's why they feel the need to try to run through shit. Most of them are not genuine. They don't value freedom. They're not really rebellious. They damn sure ain't mysterious. And they ain't independent. And I'm gonna tell you why none of them are independent, because without other people, they can't get shit done. They can't. That's why they need to rule, because they need other people. Now we'll assign the title, but in theory, Trump will be your typical alpha male. He wants to rule through intimidation and fear. Obama was not an alpha male. When do you ever remember Obama pounding on his chest? And you know, I get flack because people like Obama wasn't all this and wasn't all that. Yeah, he was. He mightn't do enough for what you wanted him to do, but when did Obama ever embarrass us? When did Obama ever do something where people was looking at him like, who the fuck is he talking to? We wanted him to have some hood in him in political meetings, but any of us who have worked in corporate America or had real jobs, we know that sometimes when you meet with other people, even if you're the boss, when you're trying to get people to get shit done, sometimes the best thing you can do is shut the fuck up. Because you can win the battle, you can win the war. And most of us don't know that because we're so intent on just wanting to win, period. Because I'm sure that between the three of us, we've had somebody who said something to us that had they caught us in a non-pain environment, our response would have been different. But since we're doing this for pay and we got to pay a mortgage, we don't want our woman to be mad at us or whatever, we took a totally different route. We took a politically correct route. One what we wanted to do, but it was a smart thing to do. It's a smart thing to do. I can tell you from personal experience, when I was a cop, Father kind of did some shit I didn't like. Whew. Know what I did? I sued him.
Sorry, DVP, Mike, you got two audios going on over there.
I got a check. They made me sign an NDA. But the biggest thing that happened from the lawsuit was they couldn't touch me no more. See, that was power. Because then I just started acting their ass. Because they couldn't fire me because I had already sued them and won. And the law said you can't touch me because it's retaliation. You can't retaliate against me. So I want us to get past this thing. I want us to get past this. Ladies, gentlemen, find you somebody good who does right by whatever it is you want. Stop giving them titles. You know, if you look for somebody who cook, find you a good cook. If you look for somebody who can complement your weaknesses, Find somebody who complements your weaknesses. They don't have to have a title. You just need to know what you're looking for at this, what do you call it? At this fictitious table that we keep talking about. And when we're doing this, and this is where I want my crew. And I wish Joe was here, because I think Joe probably been married longer than any of us. Joe probably been married longer than all of us put together. But when we're in a relationship, if we're being honest, it's about coexisting with another person. And there is a power dynamic. And where somebody places the power dynamic is usually what the problem is. Who has the money? And money doesn't always equal power. And who has the power? But at some point, there are often shift changes, because there are sometimes, as me and Mo have discussed over and over and over again, where our partner is the strongest one, and whatever we're dealing with, when they're the strongest one, they automatically become the lead. So there's a power shift in whatever it is we're doing. And then there are times that it's us who is at the power. So when we're having this power dynamic, you got to know what the power is. But we can't keep saying, oh, and ladies, I see this quite a bit. And fellas, we take advantage of it if I'm keeping the norm or dynamic for us. You think money is everything. Okay, let's put this on paper. Without the money, what do we have? Love is cute, but all these power companies, all these mortgage companies, the car note people, they want money. They don't give a shit how much you love somebody. They don't give a shit about how loyal you are. They don't give a shit that you make great cornbread. None of them care. And sometimes men, or the one who controls the finances, sees that as a power struggle, and they think that what they do is what makes everything run. I can't say they're wrong. You just got to find somebody who appreciates what you bring. Because I was looking at a thing, and it's one of the toxic relationships where one part, and we'll just use the man for the basis conversation. The man makes enough money to support the household and yada, yada, yada. The woman works from home, whatever. Well, there's a lot of things that she can do, that she's able to do, i.e. work from home, because the man makes enough money for her not to have a regular 9 to 5. So who controls the relationship? Well, theoretically, he does, because if he loses his job, then she has to find a job. So there's a power struggle going on. And sometimes there are women who will become jealous of that because they realize that everything they can do is because of this. And sometimes he realizes this and he becomes a little bit more overbearing because he knows he's providing opportunities. And that's what we have to be really careful when we're picking people, because everybody doesn't appreciate this. Sometimes this man takes advantage of the situation. Sometimes this woman feels like she's been taken advantage of because she's not here. Well, and that's why I just said, we can flip it either way, but because all of us are men here, Yolanda, I was just saying, because it can work either way. But well, you have to really ask yourself the most important question. What does money rank in a relationship?
And let me add something, DVP. Let me add something. I did these numbers, y'all. So y'all go check them. Make sure I got them right. But let's call it the house person. So let's just say housewife, because the controversy is over women staying home, right? So let's say the housewife. I did the numbers, y'all. A housewife is worth $170,000 a year. Go calculate it yourself if you don't believe me, because those kids, if y'all got, let's do one kid. You got one kid, you gotta do the daycare for the whole day, 16 hours, right? So that's 8 hours of your work day, and then 8 hours when you get home or whatever. So you gotta do daycare for 16 hours. Go calculate daycare for 8 hours. Go calculate it, multiply it times 2, and then figure it out what it is for the year. See how much a housewife is worth. So anybody out there who think women who stay home don't do their part, man, y'all need to do the numbers. Look closer, folks.
All right, let me play devil's advocate. What if the child can stay home because I'm making X amount of dollars and she don't have to go out and do this work thing? Then what?
If the child can stay home because
if my woman can homeschool because she don't have to work, so we don't have, she can take care, she can do this.
Go ahead. What's the scenario?
So she can do this because I make enough money that she doesn't have to work.
Well, okay. So that's a different story. That's
what I said. Let me throw this at you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but and then here's the thing, though. The conversation is, this is the way I look at the conversation. The conversation is that people say the woman can stay home. Okay, if the circumstances, like you're saying, if you make enough to allow that, and she wants to do it, that's one thing. Some women don't want to stay home all day with the kid. Damn, man, they want to go to work and then they come home and deal with the kid for a certain period of time too. So it might be worse for them to go to daycare. So, go ahead.
Okay, so then we're gonna go back to you. Okay, so let's just say both of us have jobs. The kid goes to school.
Yeah.
So, in theory, there's only 4 hours that before the kid got to go to bed. So we add them 4 hours to who? Because is this a split venture? Is it a joint venture?
So I've seen men who take care of kids. I know that exists. So I can't be here talking for everybody's relationship. You guys have to figure that out. But what I will say is that I think that's the typical setup, right? In America, most Black families, the mom and the dad work, and the kids got to go to daycare or grandma or whatever. That's a typical setup. So there's nothing new with that. But for people to say, I just know that there's a thing out there that says, women that stay home, that they don't ever calculate their value. I did it, and I wanted to see what it was worth. And look at it, they pulling their weight, y'all. The housewives are pulling their weight. Trust me on that one. And like Yolanda said, everybody's not a teacher,
right? And that's why I want to say, if she can still be a housewife, but the child is at school, then what's her number?
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah.
What's her worth then, Mo? If the child goes to school?
Yeah, the number decreased. So here's what happens: the number decreases, but it decreases in a big way, because now there's money going out the house because you got to pay for the child care, and the wife is at home, not making money that she could make. So that's a double hit right there. I didn't calculate that number.
Right, and I think this is where sometimes the power struggle comes in with some people, because the moneymaker may start devaluing the non-moneymaker. The moneymaker is jealous because the non-moneymaker doesn't have to do a lot. The non-moneymaker is jealous because the moneymaker is holding it over their heads, and that's where a lot of conflict comes in from. Because if you're not making money, where do you get money from? Because you got to keep asking the moneymaker for money. Then the moneymaker feels like an ATM. The non-moneymaker feels like a slave. So and this is why it becomes a toxic relationship, because now they weren't aligned to begin with.
But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But so just to my point though, here's the thing: the money. You look, if the man's working, the woman's working, where's the child?
At school,
daycare, right? So that's
we're gonna say they're in regular school. We're gonna take them out of daycare, so we're gonna take that expense away.
Oh, okay. So that's a different scenario. Okay. Yeah, that's a different scenario. All right. So I'm done because I'm looking at the daycare scenario, because that's money out the pocket. If it's regular school, that's a different scenario.
Oh, it's still money out the pocket for regular schools, bro. Just not as much.
Right.
Well, not as much on a weekly basis.
Right.
That prom is expensive.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Mo, because daycare is upwards of $150 a day. And I know some people that it's cheaper for one to stay home with the kid than to put them in daycare.
Yes, sir.
So I completely understand. I completely understand from that standpoint.
And I get that's why I say, when I was doing some of the studies that we were doing at the other job I was working at, that was one of the relationship types that came out that people started that it became a toxic environment because one person seemingly had a ton of power, which was a money person, while the other person felt devalued because they can't compete with this person. And like I said, if there's no kid in the house, then what are you doing for 6, 7, 8 hours a day? This person wants more housework to be done. This person doesn't want to feel like a maid. And this is where you start having a internal battle because they don't know that that's what's going on in their side. But each side is building up resentment for the other side because the moneymaker feel like the one at home ain't doing enough. The one that's at home feel like the moneymaker want them to do too much.
Yeah.
So that's how it becomes a toxic relationship because nobody's addressing the elephant in the room.
Yeah, that's a tough issue to breach too. Because how do you breach that? You just say, hey, listen, man, you ain't doing enough. We got what's good? What's good? You ain't doing enough. I mean, it's hard to breach that issue, but got to put on your big boy pants and hopefully you chose somebody who can listen. I'll leave it at that.
Well, you got to have somebody who knows who they are. Yolanda said sometimes the other party's insecurity is the problem. I didn't hold the money I made over my spouse's head, but he as a man had an insecurity problem. And it might not even been you so much as him, but it comes out. And that's why I said a lot of people want to address it. It just comes out and it becomes a toxic relationship through no real fault of anybody other than everybody not knowing who they were. Because it's kind of like being in a fight. You don't know you're a fighter until you're in a fight. All this other shit, all this sparring and all these competitions, they sound cute. When you got a referee and a whistle, you got the best fighters in the world. But when you hit them in the head on the street, they ball up and cry because they ain't never been in a real fight. So sometimes we don't know who we are until we get in real situation. Not to venture off the subject. Remember how I always say, to me, you don't know if your relationship is real until the third argument and y'all still choose to stay together because y'all done had 2, 3 chances to walk away, but y'all never did. So you kind of know that the person you're with is willing to stay with you when shit go wrong. Because in the beginning, when everything's going great, everybody happy. All of us can attest to when we got shit, we got some of the most solid friends in the world. But as soon as we ask one of these solid friends we got, hey man, can I hold $200 until I get paid? Then you find out your friends ain't shit. But while you at the club buying bottles and you saying let's go here and you having cookouts at the house, you get 40, 50 people to show up. Well, fuck around and throw a rent party because times ain't good. You're gonna find out who legit. Because to me, controversy makes for it sucks. It's the craziest thing going. But controversy makes for the best relationships. Because then you know how people gonna act when you really need them versus when they want you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because what you were saying, DPP, just brought to mind something that happened to us. We a friend of ours got married, and because of, I guess, I don't know, whatever reason it was, we didn't get invited to the ceremony, but they wanted us to come to the shower, right? And so, we talked about it, like, hey, so should we go to the shower? Well, so look, they didn't have enough room for us at the wedding. Why don't we go to the shower? Oh, the shower is the place where you give gifts.
Yes.
You give money. Oh, that's why we can go to that. Okay. Nah, it don't work like that, brother.
Right.
Don't be like that. Send them folks a gift.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give them the gift of not showing up and have to waste no money on me for a tea.
Yeah.
They ain't got to pay for. Just don't pay for my plate. We good. I'm with you. I ain't showing up to the gift giving part. I'm with you.
Nah, man. Nah. I mean, look, if it's balanced, that's fine. But just don't. You know what I mean? Don't exclude me from one thing and then say, okay, now you can come because now you got to give. And it's just.
I ultimately paid. I paid my homeboy not to go to his wedding.
Hold on. Did you pay him not to go his own wedding, or did you pay not to go to the wedding? Which one did you pay, Mark? Because I got to check with you.
I paid so I ain't have to go.
Oh, so I want to make sure you didn't pay him not to go to his own wedding. I don't know about you sometimes.
we had a real conversation. He was like, man, the list, the numbers up there, these plates cost. I say, hey, man, I ain't got to go. Let me give you a gift, though, since I ain't going to be there. Here you go. It worked out for both of us.
And you know, to me, that's the craziest thing going, that you know, that we will have a wedding. And I ain't knocking nobody to do what you do, but you will have a wedding, start a union, and the first thing you do is get in debt. I can't imagine. I mean, think about the logic. Think of how this sounds. Hey, I'm going to have a party. I'm going to invite you, and I'm going to pay for you to I'm going to pay you to come to my party. Because that's all you're doing. Because you put out this big expenditure, and they tell, oh, this will feed 30 people. Hold on, I got to feed these people. This is my party. When do you have a party and you spend money? Because I'm like, at my birthday party, all I'm doing is showing up. I ain't got no money. Somebody better be buying these drinks. Somebody better be buying these table dances. I'm not paying for nothing. The only thing I do is pay no attention to them other people. But when you have a wedding, you are funding people. You want people to pay, you are paying for people to come see you do something that they want to come do. Because it's like, yo, y'all better stop by whatever listen, we're going to have 20 tables and 50 chairs. So stop by whatever your favorite restaurant is, bring you a sack lunch, and then we're going to do this. But I'm not going to pay for all y'all to eat. I mean, we trying to save money. We trying to go on a vacation. We trying to get a new house. But the first thing I'm going to do is spend $8 grand for some people to come see me. Hey, man, y'all can watch the video. As a matter of fact, we're going to go live with this shit. But why do we pay such a crazy amount for weddings for people to come see us? And even if you give a wedding, what does it offset? Because Mark give a gift. It's cute. But this wedding just cost me $8,000. Don't give me no gift. As Mark did with his friend, hey, man, I need all y'all to donate $150.
Facts.
But they're only doing pay for themselves because you still ain't getting nothing out of it. You just paying off your debt. And it's like, to me, that's one of the biggest hustles going. And I get, it's the American dream, so we were told. Because chances are she ain't gonna want no cheap ring. She ain't gonna want no cheap wedding. So we already getting married. So no matter what our finances, we getting a big chunk of in super debt right off the rip. That to me, as an older man, sounds insane. I promote eloping. I promote going to the courthouse. I promote all that shit.
I promote it too. I mean, I don't think you should go in debt to get married. But I think if you have your finances in order and it's something you want to do, then I say do it.
Yeah, these people nowadays, man, I don't know. I can't say people nowadays. That's too general, but a lot of folks, man, don't even stay together 5 years, man. So that's a lot of money for a less than 5 year investment. So yeah, and it is an investment, right? So once you get past a certain time, then
and what's your and Mo, you can speak with what's the ROI? What's the ROI stands for return on investment, ladies and gentlemen.
It's
what's
negative.
The return?
It's negative.
Because now y'all got to get attorneys. Y'all got to start pulling shit. How y'all gonna split these gills and y'all still got this debt? Because one of the things that's rarely talked about. Now we know how people go in debt for Christmas. Weddings cost way more than Christmas. Some of these people getting divorced, they still paying off their wedding.
Yeah.
And I want 50% of the gifts and cash I gave too. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a negative thing for whoever got married.
And I want my gift back since y'all broke up. I want my shit
That's
back.
What I just said, yeah.
I want my shit back.
Hey,
yeah.
I was in a wedding. I don't think they stayed married 6 months.
Man,
I done rented a tux. I done went to Mobile.
And did you buy a gift too?
No, I ain't buy no gift. My gift was my presence. My presence is a present.
And
presence over a DVP. Presence over presence.
Hey man,
presence is a present.
Yeah. I had a friend who got married in Louisiana. He's like, man, I want y'all to come be in the wedding. I'm like, shit, I ain't never been in Louisiana. I'm looking, I'm like, all right, cool. Then he started talking. I got to rent a tux. I got to get to Louisiana. So I'm thinking, okay, well, we're going to stay at y'all. Oh, no, you got to get a hotel. Now I got to get a hotel. Well, which was the biggest deal breaker, because you want to get married on the same weekend that the Pigeons playing the Saints, which means all the hotel rooms are double. So I'm looking this back in the Megabus days. I'm looking at, I wonder if I can rent this tuxedo that's gonna cost me, because they wanted a specialty tuxedo. The tuxedo gonna cost me $175. Catch the Megabus up there, catch the Megabus back. Because I actually did want to be in the wedding until I start looking at, you know how long a bus ride it is to go from here to Louisiana?
8-hour ride. What about 17 hours?
Bro, you know, hey, it's 8 hours when it's them 8 hours when you drive yourself. On a bus, it's 10 because they got to make stops.
Okay.
So I got a 10-hour ride up there, which means I got to leave the day before, get there, get to the wedding hall, change clothes, be in this wedding, change clothes, get back to the bus thing, man. Because now I can't stay up there because they ain't got nowhere for me to stay. The room starting at $250 a night. But I can't do it. I already didn't like the fact that I had to pay $175 for a tux. You know, like, oh man, you do this. Well, number one person benefit from this tux, and that's it, the groom, because the groom get a free tux. So you don't know nothing about these costs. But they just telling you, hey, and I learned, you know, they tell the groom how many people you gotta have to get a tux for you to get your discount. So yeah, you're gonna need 6 grooms. Well, you ain't got but 5. So now you gotta pay. And it's like, oh, so you got an incentive for inviting some of these grooms people because you don't really know all these people, because most of us don't have no 5, 6 good friends that we want to be in our wedding. We got 1, 2, maybe 3. Where all these other people come from?
I got 5 good friends, and I ain't talking about y'all 3.
It ain't but 2 or so. How you count 3?
I can't leave Joe Mo here was in spirit.
Oh, I thought you were counting yourself as your own friend, Mark. I don't want to talk bad about him. I thought you were talking about yourself. I was like, man, he counted himself as his own friend.
Well, I got 5 good friends that'll stand up with me.
I ain't say that will. I say that you want to.
That I want to. It's 5 that I want to.
And you want them to pay. You want them to pay $100-something for the tux.
Yeah.
And give you a gift.
Nah, see now if I did.
Hold on, Mark. How many times you been married, Mark?
Yeah, I've been married.
And did these 5 come to that wedding?
Did they come?
Were they groomsmen?
No.
One of them. So you want him to spend the money twice?
Yeah. Ain't got
you
no
don't
choice.
think when he bad luck the first time?
No. At least he seen the mistakes I made. He can stand there and be like, "Don't do it. Reconsider."
Right. The mistake was getting married. So
sure.
Are you sure? Yeah, nah. But nah, I do have 5 good friends that'll spend that money and probably won't have a problem with it.
I ain't say that you want them to.
No, because my idea would be different. I had them out. We begin in things that they can wear after the wedding, so it won't be a one-day outfit or a one-day tux. Suit. It's gonna be something that they can wear days after, if they choose to.
Right. See, one of my friends, when he got married, we all went to a tailor and we got suits made that you could wear regularly, but we all got suits in the car. So it was like, you know, that was a whole lot more palatable.
Yeah.
Than going out and renting this tux that you can't wear more. And it's like, cause I'm like, dude, I got a tux. Oh no, these specialty tux. Yeah, for $175, they damn sure better be, but $175 and then 20 hours on a mega bus.
That just shows the quality of your friendship.
No, it showed as Mo taught me, I didn't know it then, but this is a ROI. What's the return on my investment for this $175? Because the Megabus, I want to say round trip might have been $50. Because I don't know if y'all remember Megabus, but Megabus had the cheap ride.
It's still here, if I ain't mistaken.
I ain't seen one. I think they went out of business. So we talking $250, 20 hours. What am I gonna get out of this? The fact that I was at the wedding, because I really didn't get to enjoy New Orleans, because all I'm gonna do is go to the wedding hall and come right back. Because at $250 a night, I'm not staying up there, and I wouldn't want to stay nowhere because I ain't ending up there now. But Atlanta people, I could stay here to see Atlanta people.
That is true.
So it's like, What's the return on this? I mean, I get people who have thing with, let's say, oh, Mark gonna get married. He invited they get married on a cruise. Okay, so now I can get something out of it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I can get something out of it. If you do it somewhere, one of my friends invited me to his wedding in Vegas, but you had to sit through a timeshare thing. See, so you benefiting from this. I don't want to go to. I've been to Vegas. I didn't. Wasn't anything special to me. But it's like, and I get you wanting to get something out of it, but damn, let me get something out of it too.
That's true. That's true.
And then I seen the bridesmaid, like, ooh, that's not a return on investment because ain't nothing happening with me and none of them.
Hey, I
can't say this. Every wedding that I've been in, the person that I've escorted was, beautiful. So I can say that they did a big one on that one for me.
Okay. You can go to the mall and get the same thing. You can say, hey, can I walk you to the next store? And you ain't got to pay for none of the other shit.
Hey, man. Life is about memories and experiences. And I don't mind paying for a good memory and experience.
Well, and then they got strip clubs for that, Mark.
No.
And they way cheaper.
I ain't tricking out like that. I ain't gonna go in there and give it 2 drinks. I ain't gonna pay for nan dance.
But you will pay $175 for a tuxedo and don't get a drink or a dance.
I'm gonna get 2 dances and 4 drinks.
$175? Boy, stop playing.
I promise.
Hey,
I'm gonna be drinking.
Not at the wedding.
Shoot. I don't care if it's in the church or not. I'm gonna drink.
So how do we control the power dynamic? Who got it at, and how do we wield it? How does the one who controls the money not be overbearing? How is the one who doesn't have any money not feel like they're being preyed upon? Like I said, because this is a conversation y'all got to have in the beginning where everybody understands their role. Because I don't think you can get around, in reality, the person who is working, that's making the money, I don't think they're going to ever get around the fact that every day they're going out working for the betterment of, in their mind, for the betterment of the relationship. They're going to want something. And that's what money does. The person who isn't working, who's staying home, they want to feel appreciated. Well, the person who's working, thinking, hey, I'm giving you the good life. You don't have to work. And I'm using the men now as the moneymaker. You get to stay in your feminine energy because you ain't got to be in survival mode. But what's the appreciation mode? Because you don't have to do none of these things, but every day, I got to go out. I got to deal with these people. I got to put up with this BS. I got to do this. Some days I don't want to go to work. But for us to live this lifestyle, I got to go to work. But you don't want to work, so you're doing this. So how do we get over that power shift that occurs subconsciously? Because like I said, how do you stop the bad thoughts from coming in?
It's gonna come in. It's definitely a lot of communication gonna have to be done. There's got to be a lot of communication, probably frequent communication as well. But when I look at those situations when people are, when one is paying all the bills and the other one doesn't work, I usually look at it as the person with the income is controlling the other one. Because now as you on the level that everything that you want to do, it has to be approved by the person with the income. And I think that can probably, for me, it'll irritate the hell out of me. But I can see where it's controlled now because you can't move until I say move. You can have a car sitting in the driveway, but if I don't give you gas money, you can't go nowhere.
Right.
You can't do anything unless I'm in control of your life.
Whether you want to be or not.
Yeah. And it goes, and I guess over time it just becomes frustrating.
For both parties.
For both parties, yeah. Because now, if I'm going out bringing all the money in, then I need a clean house every day. I need 3 meals a day. Sex when I tell you to.
How you gonna get 3, Mark? You at work? You ain't gonna get but 1.
You gonna pack a lunch for me? No. You gonna pack a lunch, and you gonna have dinner ready when I get home. And then, like I said, it's all gonna be controlled. So everything about your life is basically centered around making sure that I'm happy, and it's controlled. For me, I think it's just control. What you think, Mo?
Yeah, so man, it's too many dynamics to this. Because one of the things I hear us talking about, sounds to me like it's a struggle relationship, right? This is a struggle relationship because everything is scarcity, right? We talk about the scarcity mindset, you know. Oh, we and it sounds to me like, okay, we're struggling, so we got to make decisions on whether you stay home or work, or whether, you know, I work or this or that, you know. And so those are them struggle type relationships. They happen, but what I'll say is you got to balance the dynamic in those, right? And I don't think it matters who does what, except, and this is something I had discussion with DVP about, except get the best person to do it. Everybody can't be good at everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I can't cook like my wife cook, right? She can't do certain things I can do. So I can cook though, right? So sometimes I do cook, but I can't do the stuff she does. She does extra stuff. And then she wants me to take care of I'm just being like general here. She wants me to take care of the cars, you know. But then there's stuff that we overlap on. I could wash laundry and clothes just as good as she can do it. So you just got to customize your relationship to work for both people. That's what I say.
And that's the thing. But it takes constant communication, because, like I said, when we were studying it, most of the time people didn't see it coming. They just start building up resentment over time. It's kind of like having an argument. Y'all get over it, but y'all never fix it. You know what I mean? Something happens and time passes and everything smooths over. But whatever the argument started, there was never a conclusion as to how to stop it. So it's like you're putting a scar on top of a scar on top of a scar. Because, and I'm gonna just use Yolanda since she's here. I'm going to work. I'm doing this. The days I feel frustrated and don't want to go to work, I'm looking at Yolanda sleep late. I'm looking at Yolanda, even though she may be making me meal, I'm looking at, you know, the easy life she got while I got to go up here, while I'm fighting traffic. I don't know these things are making me resentful toward Yolanda, but in my mind, they're just barriers that's building up because I don't know how to process them. But every time I come home and I see, you know, but damn, there's some clothes here, some clothes there. The food ain't ready. And it's just a buildup of little things because of everything I've been through today that actually had nothing to do with her. But the fact that I got to keep doing them and I don't feel appreciated by her, because it ain't her. It's really not her job to appreciate the fact that I'm going to work every day. But that's where I'm leaning, because I don't know how to process it. And when they were talking about it in the group, that's where the toxicity comes from, because you don't know that you're subliminally resenting your partner, and both partners are resenting each other. Because when I come home, when I don't say something nice or sweet to Yolanda, she think, oh, he got an attitude. But it's just because I had a hard day. So she not appreciative of the fact that I'm going out here and I'm fighting traffic, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So we both are losing appreciation for each other in place that we want to be appreciated, but it's not the norm. So it's these little things, because most of the people who were in it, you couldn't have told them that they didn't love each other. They couldn't figure out where something went wrong. And the therapist was saying, this is where it is. Y'all got resentment from each other's position, because the man would like not to work sometimes. The woman would like not to have to ask him for money. The woman would like to be appreciated for doing a clean house, whatever. But like I say, nobody's addressing those issues, because technically they're not blaming each other for those issues. They're just receiving the brunt of the misery from it.
Yeah, and if I can add this to it, because this is my thing, but maybe it applies peanut butter spread to everybody else. I don't know, but for me, I don't mind working. I don't mind pulling the lion's share, but I do need one thing, as motivation and appreciation. You know, just tell me, man, appreciate it. You know, thank you. As long as I get that, I could recharge off of that alone. I'm not even looking for you to do nothing. Stay at home, do whatever you want to do, but just keep recharging me. That's what.
How often do you need that reassurance?
Every now and then. Not even every day. Just every once in a while. You know, somebody just say something good. You living the good life, right? So every now and just say, you know, man, I appreciate that. I can just stay home and swim in the pool or whatever, or go shopping whenever I want. Man, thank you. You know, that's it. That's it. And no, it's not I understand you, Mark. It's not a thing where it's like every day I come home, I expect that. Nah, I don't do that. not for me.
Oh, Mo, thank you for the lights.
Yeah,
Mo, I sure appreciate the water today. I can wash my hands, Mo. I sure
appreciate the electricity working. Thank you. Not that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you definitely, anything that you're doing, I can understand, want to be appreciated for us. I can understand that.
I mean, if there's an imbalance, if there's a balance, I don't really care. But if there's an imbalance, that's all I need so that the thoughts that we talking about, that DVP brought up, that we talk about, them thoughts don't even creep in my mind if I'm getting appreciation. You know what I mean? But if I don't know it's being appreciated, that means I don't know. That doesn't mean it's not being appreciated. But if I don't know, then them thoughts gonna come in, and I'm gonna start thinking negatively, and then at some point I'll be like, "Yo, what's up?"
You know what I mean? Reassurance. I can understand that.
Right.
And like I say, and that's one of the things that how do you process that? Because most of us have never processed or even thought about it. Like I say, when they was talking about it, it was just so interesting to me because I could see how it could take over. And like I said, it's living subconsciously in your mind until something comes up. And then you still don't realize that that's where all the resentment came from something that you knowingly signed up for ahead of time. But everybody wants to be appreciated, but nobody's getting enough of it because you don't know that you need it no more.
Yeah, and so on that subject, or that you even need it, right? But on that subject, that's, I don't do the Bible, but know thyself, that's where that comes in. You got to know what you need. Right, know what you want, know what you need.
But how do you know if you've never been put in that situation? It's just like when we first talked about and we start talking about the shot, and you said into that conversation you would have wanted to take the shot. But when I told you my wife was a better shot, so why would I take the shot?
Right.
And until you're in that situation or until somebody gives it to you, you don't know that these things are important, that you need them. Because most of us men think that we got things under control. We can handle this, we can handle that. Most of us don't realize how much we need reassuring. What time is it? 7:30. And somebody was talking, and they was like, what do you think most men want in a relationship? I said, based on what I believe most men want two things out of every relationship, every real relationship they got. Two things that are the most important. Not sex, Mark. They want to be appreciated, they want to be respected. There ain't too many men. Sex come in, but if you're not appreciated or respected, does the sex even matter?
Nah.
And when I say this to guys, because most of them was like, "Oh, I need sex, appreciation and respect." Then all of them they're like, "Yeah." I said, "So is that in the top two, or does it fall behind sex?" And most of them say, "Hey, they rather have those without the sex." Because once you don't feel appreciated or respected, what else is there?
And just to, now I'm thinking about it, I think, and I'm not saying this is your mate's place. I'm gonna say your mate because it could be the man or the woman. I'm not saying this is your mate's place, but that's a balance for all the BS you deal with in the world, because we go out, as soon as you leave your door, you're gonna be unappreciated and you're gonna be disrespected, right? We're going to work, boss gonna be unappreciated and disrespectful. You know what I mean? Wherever you go, that's what you see out there. But if you and again, I'm gonna use the word recharge because that's what I go by. If your woman can do that for you and recharge you, whoo, man, invaluable.
And see, Yolanda just said a whole word. She didn't make her husband feel needed, and I think most men need to feel needed by their partner. And we don't know that up front, but we need, whether y'all need us or not, because women love to say, "I don't need a man." And that's why a lot of men back away from it. And that's, to me, listening to the dynamics, that's when you see a lot of men just start gravitating to just wanting sex, because you don't need me. Most men, notice the air quote, ladies and gentlemen, most men want to be needed.
I'm gonna look at it a little different. I don't think it's needed. I want to feel wanted. Wanted is a choice. Need seems like it's something that you need. If you want me, then that's you making the choice to decide that that's the person that I want. So I think for me, it'll be more of a want than make me feel wanted than needed.
And I'm gonna tell you why there's a difference. when we had the conversation, this was before you ever came on the show, Mark. We talk about purpose and priority, wants and needs. Wants are things you can actually do without. And that's why I think most men at some point want to be needed by their partner, not just in general, but once you figure out she's the one, you need her, she needs you. Y'all want to be together. If you just want her, you can want somebody else. But who you need is who you need. That's your rock. And I think, because I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you in general. But like I said, once you find that one, you need them. You need them. Because once they become a want, they become disposable because you can replace all your wants. Because once you want to eat, you can find something to eat. But when you need a Crystal Burger, as the commercials say, nothing else will do. Nothing else will do.
When you put it that way, I can see that. It's definitely. So I guess in the beginning stages, you make me feel wanted. But then,
right.
Now at this point, we at a stage now we need each other.
Right, because you don't want it with nobody else. In theory, they are irreplaceable. You don't want to think about life without them. You don't want every time you start planning something. I can say this as a man, you thinking about with them. Okay. When somebody say, "Oh, hey man, we got this job. We're gonna pay you $600,000 a year. You got to move to France." The first thing you start thinking is she gonna want to move to France? You don't think about the $600,000. You think, is she gonna want to move to France with me? Because you need her, and she, you may end up. She may not want to go, so then she becomes a want. I wanted her to go, but she didn't want to go. I had to take this 6. But your first thought is, will she go? Because this is you need her like you need fresh air, and I think this is where a lot of times we become so independent, or I heard somebody say, "Oh, I don't want somebody who completes me. I want them to fulfill me, whatever." And I say, don't get caught up in semantics. When somebody completes you, that means that you need them. That means that you're tied in. Because most of our wants, we can get our wants from damn near anywhere.
Yeah,
we can get our wants from damn near anywhere. But once you get to that point, and it's an ascension to a different level, when you need somebody, when somebody completes you, that means you're fulfilled. And I think sometimes we get caught up. We don't want to say certain words, but it's like when we're talking and when we break it down to brass tacks. A lot of times we will undercut ourselves so that we don't have to deal with heartache or heartbreak. I don't want to say I need it because then what happens if I lose her? I don't want to give in like that. And you see a lot of men, even women, don't want to fully commit to a relationship like that because they don't want to be vulnerable. But who amongst us hasn't truly been in love and been vulnerable? And it hurts to be vulnerable. It hurts. You gotta ouch. See, you didn't feel like that when you was dealing with that little chicken head because you weren't vulnerable to her. But when you find that woman you need and you're vulnerable and it hurts you, then it makes us not want to do it. But unfortunately, it's a sucky part of being in love. Because Mo, you've been married the longest. Have there not been times where y'all have unintentionally, maybe even intentionally hurt each other and you had to overcome that issue?
What do you mean unintentionally, man? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's part of the relationship, man. You gotta, there's ups and downs and you gotta deal with it and get through it. These people I hear that, man, I grew up around this cat, man. Mom and dad never argue. Life is perfect, this and that. And I'm like, oh, that's what it's gonna be like. No, man. The real relationships out here are the ones that go through. You got to walk over some coals and walk over some rocks barefooted. You know what I mean? You got to get through that. And if you make it through that, then you got a real relationship. But to try to put on these faces, y'all know about that. People always out here putting on faces like everything perfect, this and that. I can trust you. Pull the curtain back. You got a problem. Trust me.
Yeah. When I hear people say, "Oh, we don't never argue," I'm thinking both of y'all cheating because don't nobody give a shit. Because that's the only time you don't argue. You don't. Correct me if I'm wrong. When you don't give a shit, what is there to argue about? You don't give a shit.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I don't care.
Right.
And but that's why I say, once you have 2 or 3 good arguments where y'all could have left, but y'all stayed together, you kind of know what kind of partner you got. They're gonna go through the tough times with you. And that's why I always think it's fun. Oh, as soon as I see a red flag, I'm out. Oh, you're already telling me that you ain't gonna put up with no struggles. And there ain't been a real relationship that didn't have struggles. So you might as well just have sex.
Yeah, and DVP, the people that say that, act like, and I'm gonna just do it from this perspective. They act like, experienced women can't sniff that out. That you're not the committing type. That you're not the type that's gonna go through the storm. Like she ain't checking you out. She ain't checking the boxes off to see if you that dude. You can't, if you come in like that, you're gonna get sniffed out.
No, that women's intuition don't work like that.
I ain't say intuition. I said
that's what they call it.
I said checking boxes. That means you looking for signs. So there's a difference between intuition and looking for signs. Two different things. Yolanda, you need to chime in on this one.
But you know, Mo, if you can believe it, your mind will make. I mean, if you think it, your mind will make it come to reality.
Yeah, I can see that happening. But
so they be thinking that, and that's be part of the reason they go in. If you go into the situation, I'm looking for all the negativity in it. You're gonna see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like DVP say, they first sign of that's a red flag. I'm out. The hell, you got 9,000 red flags.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you got to figure out which ones can you deal with, because nobody's perfect.
And you got to keep in mind too, red flag for Mark and DVP might not be a red flag for me.
That's true.
Depends on what it is.
Yeah, and it was one lady in particular. She was funny to me. She's like, "Oh yeah, I know all the games." Lady, ain't no in here. You know all the games. You know the games of the people you play. But please believe, there are people who get tricked every day, because there are people who play games on a super duper level. As hood as we may be, we only know the games that people are trying to run on us. But I've seen we've seen some of the most financially astute people get swindled.
Oh yeah.
By somebody who was better than them. They knew these level games. They didn't know the top shelf. And people who say I don't care what street you came from, you only know the street you've been around. You don't know the street over there. You don't know that. I can detect BS a mile away. So how many bad relationships you've been in? So how you get into these? And I'm thinking, I only want you for sex. So clearly your detector ain't working, because there's no relationship between us. Oh, you're different. And I'm thinking, no, I'm really not. I just know how to sit here and smile and not say something when it ain't nothing to be said. Because you didn't ask me a question. So I don't feel the need to share every thought with somebody. I don't care. I don't care.
And the other thing is, the swindle game is not static. It's dynamic, man. It changes all the time. There's always something new coming up, right? How I can get you.
Right. And these dudes in these hobo ships, some of these dudes, they professional. They always got a place to stay.
Oh,
I'm telling you, man, we did a show in a club. The craziest shit I ever seen. The craziest. This dude write poetry. He said, I'm a drunk. I'm in AA. I'm homeless. I'm this, but I can write poetry. And he told everybody who was up front. And he had told us before, he said, watch what happened. By the time he sat down, he was sitting next to me. He showed me his inbox. He got 4 offers of a place to stay from women in the crowd. The man just told y'all he was a drunk. He ain't got no job. He ain't got no place to stay. And 4 women who was in there, because he gave out his information. And he just pulled up on a potato. He said, look at that. I was like, wow. Just like that. Women lined up to get him a place to stay, telling him they could help him do better. He just told y'all I'm sorry. And he said, I ain't shit. That was the close on and I ain't shit. Don't say that about yourself. I'll give you a chance. You can come stay with me. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, DVP, we need some women on this show to have this discussion, because this is one of those where I'm only speak a little bit on it because but I know there's an ideology out there where women think they can fix broken man. That's some dangerous shit to get into, man. When you think you can do that, it's like it's the mother instinct, the mother wit, whatever you want to call it. I can fix it, I can change stuff, and it's dangerous, man. You can end up in a bad way.
But it ain't just women. That Captain Save-A-Hoe cape is
they take them to build the bear. So they feel like they can build a man.
Bro, that Captain Save-A-Hoe cape it's homogenous. Women do it. Men, it's kind of like Captain Marvel. Sometimes it's a man, sometimes it's a woman. Captain Save-A-Ho is a man and a woman. Because men do it, women do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not sexist.
Oh yeah.
And because men think, oh, if I take her off the streets, I can make her better. This, I can make her better. Well, you can't take her what she don't want to be.
Facts.
And I'm gonna say this. I was supposed to do a show, but my team told me I couldn't do it.
Get you a new team.
Oh no. They wanted me to write a book.
They want you to what?
They want me to write a book. Man,
boy, you can't read.
You ain't got to be able to read to write a book. That's what you hire a team for. And I know you ain't talking. You got a clock that ain't never changed time just so you can be a drunk. So anyway, but like I used to live with this girl, and she before me, she was with a guy staying in his mama's basement. She left me to go back to the mama basement. You can't make it. You can't bring everybody up. You can't bring everybody up.
But so wait, man, we need some women, man, because I need to ask them this because this is my belief, DVP. You go ahead.
She got married and stayed with me for 2 more weeks.
Okay.
Ask me where he stayed.
In your basement?
No, he stayed 25 miles from me in his mama's basement.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
She stayed with me during the week and went to him on the weekends.
Okay, it's somebody. SZA wrote a song about that. Weekends. It's okay. She was happy.
And the only reason I found out, she created another Facebook page. She created another Facebook page, and she must around and sent a friend request to the wrong person who called me. And he said, "Hey man, ain't this your girl?" And I was like, "Well, damn."
Wow.
She married.
How did that make you feel?
It was funny because I couldn't believe you got married on a Friday. Monday, you were in the bed with me.
So she didn't invite you to the wedding.
She wouldn't even tell me she got married.
She ain't spend that money. She didn't want to spend no money on your plate.
Well, they went to the courthouse. So, but why are you here? Why are you here, Shawty? I couldn't hold it no longer. I ended up asking on the Thursday. I said, why are you here? She's like, why are you asking me that? I said, ain't you married? Now she looked at me like, how do you know? Is that really the right question? How do I know?
That's a good question.
What the fuck is your husband?
They ain't studying him. She trying to figure out why you all in her business.
Why her game is slipping. She want to know why her game is slipping, man. What's up?
One of his old hey-nan friends.
I'm like, man, if that ain't some white folk shit, there is nothing else that's white people shit.
Hey, that's a soap opera. Yeah, that's a book right there, man.
You can write your book, DVP. Hey, DVP, if you write the book, man, I know this guy that he interview authors. I have to put y'all in touch with each other.
Bro, they're right. That's some Tyler Perry. Ain't nobody gonna believe that shit because I lived it and didn't believe it.
Hey, if it's Tyler Perry shit, we're gonna put DVP on one of them Tyler Perry wigs.
No, I'm gonna let the natural locks flow like they flow.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it happens. It happens all the time.
Bro, I don't know nobody else that happened to.
There's somebody that got married and they was kicking it with them.
Not kicking it, living.
Oh, she was a homosexual. That's why she was with you.
No, she was paying. We were splitting bills.
Oh, she didn't want to leave you with the bills by yourself.
I didn't need her money. I was doing good.
She didn't know that.
Yes, she did.
Well, hey, I ain't gonna keep making an excuse for it. Is she
right. Just let it go.
Is she still married?
I don't know. Probably.
I hope so. I hope she's happy.
I hope so too. The question is she still? Are they still in the mama's basement? That's the question. But see, everybody don't want to come up. Some people want to be where they at.
You have to leave people where they at.
Right. And but that's what we talk about. Sometimes we think we're doing people a solid by bringing them up, but they stuck here. So we only as Mo would say, there's no return on investment trying to give them a better life when they don't want a better life. And that's where a lot of people go wrong, men and women both, because they try to do something better. I'm trying to introduce you to the finer thing. Well, if I'm a Bankhead boy to my heart, taking me to Buckhead, all I'm thinking about is, man, when are we going back home? Because I want to go to the rib shop. I don't want this fine dining. These people drinking this funny stuff. I want some MD 2020. I don't know what this is. What I can't even pronounce this stuff on this menu. You can't take me there if that ain't where I want to be.
I agree with you on that.
And sometimes, you know, the person may enjoy the journey of seeing all this new shit, but they know this ain't me. This ain't me. I gotta talk correctly. I gotta sit up straight. I can't smoke no weed. What? Ain't nobody got no blunt. What y'all talking about? I can't call these women bitches. What they do that at? But you know, we don't see that because somewhere along the way, we might be a little selfish and thinking that we know what's best for them, as opposed to letting them tell them what's best for us.
True.
And I think, you know, that happens more often than not.
Man, I got a quote in my autobiography, something I had to really come to terms with. And it's simple though. And it's just that people have a right to live their lives the way they want to. So I stopped trying to motivate people, change people. You know, if you want to be down there in the dirt and you have, I'll call down there. You happy down there? They say, yeah. All right. You good then.
I realized that back in the day, you know, when they tore down all the projects here. DVP. So when they tore down all the projects, Harris Home being one, I knew some people that lived in Harris Home. When they tore them down, they can't wait for them to open back up and get back over there. Like, hold up now. You done got this voucher, put you in a decent area, but you can't wait to get back to the projects. And it for me, I'm like, you stupid. But then I realized that's where they feel most comfortable. That's their
comfort zone. And
that's where they want to be. And they thrive over there. So I was like, hey, let people live. It just ain't the life that I would choose to live.
It's like the dope boy who could be a hell of a businessman. But to be a businessman, he got to start at the bottom. As a dope boy, he mid-level. He don't want to lose his status. And there are a lot of people who are like that. And we got to start accepting that some people do not want to lose their status. They want to stay somewhere near the middle because starting over puts you at the bottom. And taking risks means there's a chance you might not make it. So I want to stay somewhere where I know I've already made it and people look up to me. But if I go over there, them people ain't going to know me. They're going to be doing this and doing that. What's up, Robert? Go ahead, Mo.
No, I was going to say that we could probably do a whole show on what I'm about to say, but just one of the things that prevents people from changing is familiarity. So just being familiar with something is enough to keep you doing the same stupid thing or being in the same bad situation that you're in because it's predictable. You know what you're going to get.
Yeah. So I say this. I don't know if y'all looked at Andre Dickens on TI podcast Expeditiously, but he did a very great interview with the mayor of Atlanta. So one thing that he said, he was talking about a homeless lady that, you know, he took off the streets, put him in an apartment. And so a few years later, he ran into her back on the streets again. And she like, well, I'm going to tell you, you got me off the streets a couple of years ago. He like, well, what happened? She said, you put me in this apartment and I didn't know how close those four walls were. So then now she in the four walls and now she miss hearing the outside. So now she'll open the window so she can just hear the noise outside. Then she eventually went to sleeping in her car. Then just gave up the apartment to go back sleeping on the streets because it was familiar to her.
Yeah, and so you know that shines a light on a bigger problem too, Mark. And you know what that is? Just changing somebody's environment doesn't fix the person.
Yeah,
you got to fix the person, man. You can't just say, "Hey, I'm gonna change your environment." She needed psychological help. She needed medical. She needed all kind of stuff before you in the apartment. Then maybe she had a chance to.
You got to do it in baby steps because what Robert said, the projects was more than just a place to live. Some folks never got it. It was family. And that's why I say to me, one of the worst things that ever happened to us is that we lost that, because when you stayed in the project, subsidized housing, whatever it is, Eagle Home, Perry Home, Carver Home, Dixie, whatever it was, that was family. And when they introduced us to money and got us to leave, we became so isolated. But in the projects, you got 26 mamas, you got 42 grandmamas. Everybody is family. Everybody looking out for everybody. When we start becoming isolated, remember, growing up, Mark, this probably, I don't know if this affected you, but remember, all the toys we got were toys that we needed multiple people to play with. When you got skates, everybody, it was a crew that got skates, it was a crew that got bikes, so all y'all could do something together. Once somebody got a football, but it was something. As we got older, then we got Etch-a-Sketches. Then Atari came out. So now you can do stuff in the house. The worst thing you could have did to us was tell us we couldn't go outside. We would go play in the rain if our mom would let us, because that's where the people was. That's where our friends and family was. And everybody joke about it, but that's what me and Mark could fight. But when it came time to play football, me and Mark might end up on the same team because we got to keep the numbers even. So we can't be mad too long. We just have a little beef, and whatever that beef was, when it's time to play football or baseball and we need 9 people each, hey, man, y'all got to let this shit go. Hey, we can't play 8-on-8. We need 9 people. So y'all two got to suck it up. And it was over with. But the projects, to me, gave us a sense of being. It gave us a sense of unity. To break up Black people, give them money, let them move out the projects. Because now we're becoming isolated. Now we ain't got that family that we used to have no more. To me, that was one of the greatest disservices ever to Black people, was to give us money. Because once we got it and we got a chance to move out, we jumped at that shit. Now we don't know each other. But before, man, I knew Mark, his brothers, his sisters, his mamas, because whenever they came, everybody went to the same thing. We all went to the same little gazebo or that little concrete thing and played. Hell, dudes learned how to play jacks, because in the rain, what could you do? You had to play with the girls because you couldn't go out and play ball. So if they playing jacks, we learned how to play jacks. If you got hair, they braid now with hair. They doing all the stuff. So we get along with girls, we get along with boys. When Miss Martha came by and said something, we was always nice and polite. She had some bags. We knew to take them bags up. We knew what to do. Then nobody had to tell us this. We knew. If Mark mama had to work late, Mark could come over my house and eat.
Yeah.
We knew this. But once I moved to Cascade and Mark moved to Allenville, when his mama late, now what Mark gonna do? Mark can't do nothing but stay in the house, because that's when we can't have you stay in the house, don't open the door for nobody. We didn't hear that in the project.
Nope.
We didn't hear that in the project. Yeah, we didn't take our keys outside, because Lord knows if you lose the key, that's your ass.
Yeah.
So the door was always unlocked. We just had to shut it. But we was all out there.
Yeah.
And they demolished the projects because it was a way of keeping us together. Understand this, Robert. And this one thing I said. Understand this. From the football days, what was Bankhead? What made Bankhead so special in flag football? Y'all had sheer numbers. Y'all was the only born home. But what other community? Adamville didn't have a team. Bankhead had a team that was Bankhead.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing that could separate y'all. Hell, I played with y'all. Y'all had y'all arguments and disputes internally, but y'all didn't never argue in front. Y'all didn't never argue at a game. No matter what it was going on, every little fight that we had was inside the huddle, on the side of the bench. There was never a blow up on the field. But Bankhead was the only community that had a football team. Everybody else came together from something else.
I will agree. I will agree with you on that.
And everybody knew the one something you don't ever want to do. Say it again.
I do take that back. The Mount was a team from people that grew up together in the same community.
But the Monty Westside came from who though?
The Mount. That was the younger generation. We still played Soul Patrol, but that was.
But where they come from?
Simpson, Dixie Hill, Simpson Road,
and Bankhead.
Ain't nobody from Bankhead played on the Mount. Let me go back and look.
Yeah, go back and look. But
I doubt it, but that's about the only team. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
Bankhead was a community, and the majority of their players came from the Bankhead.
When Soul Patrol showed up, it was 100 deep. Everybody else had 9, 10, maybe 12 players. Soul Patrol.
Now this is funny about Soul Patrol. When we went to the Polo Ground, they swore they was out of town. 45-minute round, but they thought they was.
I know more that don't mean that to you, but for us it's funny because it was just another city in Atlanta. But but they was who they was.
Yeah,
and it's funny because when I was playing with them, when we had that beef with the sheriff's department, and they was like, "Oh, you with them? You one of them?" I said, "Listen, man, I just work with y'all." I said, "But a lot of these boys I've been knowing since forever because we done stayed in a bunch of little community. You're not finna catch them boys. Them boys still refrigerators. They cannot run y'all any day, every day of the week. They ran with refrigerators on their back. Y'all ain't shit to them." But it's like, but they had a sense of belonging.
Yes.
I mean, hell, even when Bankhead got shut down, they were still meeting up at their park. Hell, Robert had me come work security at the park. But that's who they were.
Yeah.
No other project that I stayed in was doing what Bankhead was doing.
I agree.
None of them. But they had a sense of unity. When they got us out of the projects, they destroyed our unity. When they gave us vouchers to move on up, to move to Clayton County, wherever.
Yeah.
To me, that was the number one destroyer of Black families. Not nothing else. Getting us out of that space where we had each other. Because everybody was poor, but everybody was okay with that shit.
Yeah.
That's how shit. But we had each other. You couldn't get around that. No matter where you was at, you weren't gonna fight nobody from Bankhead. Not at school. Bro, it's 8 o'clock. We finna get off the show, Robert. How you gonna come at 7:50? See, Robert on that beat.
Here late.
Oh, I ain't gonna come at 7:56. Send me the link. We finna say.
I was just gonna say he always coming here 3 minutes to the time to get off and want to get off. Hey, Robert, we start the show at 6 p.m.
Listen,
white people time, Robert. 6 p.m. Not 7:54. See, before Robert fell in love, he would have been here at 7 o'clock. Now that he in love, you can't say nothing to him. Because now he's special. Now he speaks a little differently. He pronounces his words. He enunciates. When he say he from Atlanta, he pronounced the T's now. Because Jenny got him acting right. But I ain't gonna talk bad about it, brother. But we all know what it's. We started at 6 o'clock, the same time we've been starting for the last, 5-6 years, Robert. Because what time the news come on? News come on at 6 o'clock. It's been coming on at 6 o'clock since we was born. They just did a 5 o'clock thing, but it's always been 6 o'clock, Robert. Always.
You know what time Monica Kaufman come on?
Right, you know what I'm saying? Oh, but Robert probably be at Bible study. That's what it is. But anyway.
Yeah, so I crooning.
You know what I'm saying? How you gonna think? Anyway. Mark, give us a point, son. I'm not finna deal with Robert.
Hey,
yeah, Jenna, we said,
hey, let's keep doing what we're doing, man. Keep enlightening the world and keeping the communication going. I enjoyed it, man. We be right back at it next Wednesday.
What you got, Mo?
I'm here. I got time, so I gave y'all a little preview of that stock market training. If y'all want the full Monty, get in touch. All right, it's something. Even if it's just good information to have, even if you don't plan on becoming an investor, but you definitely want to have this information. Maybe pass it on, or I personally think you should do it because it's been good for me. And just reach out. I got it for free.
And I'm gonna say this, y'all saying G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle. Whether you do something or not, once you know something, nobody can take your knowledge from you. That is one of the most important things we got to realize. One of the most important things I realized when I became a cop. Once I knew shit, there was nothing nobody could tell me because now I know the truth. I ain't got to listen to what the streets say. I ain't got to listen to what Pookie and them say. I know what the book says. I know what's real. When you learn the stock market, you know whether you invest, whether you can afford a 4,500 company or one of the dirty 30, at least you know what's going on. See, before I became politically savvy, I didn't know a lot about politics, but then I started paying attention. So once I started listening and I started paying attention, I could hold a conversation on politics. Before I couldn't. And once you know something, when people saying shit, it's just you can hold better conversations. You know Nobody can take what you know from you. They can't. And I'm gonna pick on Mark. And Mark took to it like a fish. When I asked him to do the thing on Kwanzaa, he did it. So now people can't just tell him about Kwanzaa and he just got to go with it. He read up on it. So now he got his own thoughts. He can hold a conversation on it because he didn't just sit back and listen to me or listen to Mo. He read it himself. And then he can hold a conversation. It's the same thing. Some things I don't know a lot about. I can get through an initial conversation and then we'll go look up some more stuff. That's part of what this show is. We have the uncomfortable conversations. We want you to become educated. Trust, we're going to have some fun. But it's like when I started talking about the toxic relationship, most of us never realized how that dynamic ended up changing and we ended up getting upset over it. And I didn't either, but I was hanging around a bunch of rich people and they was talking about different relationships and how that toxic relationship starts. And as I'm listening to them, I'm like, dang, that make a lot of sense. And you know what? If I'm being honest, I went through it too. Because I was like, well, shit, I'm doing all this. I don't feel appreciated because I'm doing all this. Well, damn, that's me too. And I had to accept that, you know what? I'm building up resentment and didn't even know it. Some of the fights are because I got resentment that I can't even identify with because I didn't think about it. Who is Sean Quito?
Oh, you can't see who be watching?
Well, I guess I'm going to be looking at it.
I'll be looking at it on my phone.
Oh. All right.
Hey, Robert, I just wanted to let you know, DVP didn't get on me, man. I just had a conflict, but I'll be on there, man. DVP's cool with it.
Man, hey, Mo, I want you to go on his show at 3 minutes till it's supposed to end. Hey, man, I appreciate you showing up, Robert. So you thought it started at 7, so you're going to show up at 7:55. Anyway, I'm going to just act like see, this is why I got trust issues, Mark. But anyway, y'all know what it is, right? Until next week, peace, popcorn, and chicken grease, and we out.
Peace out.
Easy.